this video, we are going to show you specifically how to customize the height of a PVC gate. In a lot of situations at many homes, walkways have a slight pitch. Maybe the walkway is elevated, or maybe you're installing a gate right over a deck and you need to raise the bottom of the gate, but you still want the top of the gate to be level with the fence. We're gonna start this video with a general explanation on why you would want to adjust the height of a PVC gate, and then we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty and show you exactly how you customize that height. We're gonna start here at the shop. Myself and Freddie are going to take you through this whole adventure. Enjoy the video, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're gonna take a ride over to Belmore real quick and show you a gate we installed yesterday where we had to make the gate a custom height. Check this out.
This is an instance of when we had to increase the height of a gate to make sure it could fit in the space that we had.
We installed this fence and gate yesterday, and as you'll see, this is a pretty unique situation because the level of the ground here is significantly higher than the walkway where we were going to put the gate. The ground pitches down significantly toward the gate. Now in this case, the customer watches small dogs, so there cannot be a gap underneath the gate. So to navigate this issue, what our installers did is they dug a little bit of the ground here and installed the panel level. Then for the gate, if you had ordered a 6-foot high gate, you would have had two options. Keep it level on top and have a massive gap on the bottom, or you install it with no gap on the bottom, but it's going to be off on the top. The top of the gate and the top of the fence would not have been level. So the best thing to do in this situation is to build a custom height gate like we did here. This gate is 78 inches tall, so about 6 inches taller than a normal stock gate. And because we make all our gates custom, we were able to accommodate this scenario. Now, we spoke with the customer and let him know that in order to accommodate a pitch like this, if we are to reduce the gap on the bottom, you're not going to be able to open the gate all the way. So you see how this gate stops here once it hits the higher ground? The customer in this case was okay with this. To him, the most important thing was that the dogs in the back cannot escape. Alright, so we just finished looking at the fence job we installed yesterday. Now we're going to take a look at another house. Now I just want to make it clear, we did not install this fence just as a fence estimator, someone who goes around and sells fences. I'm always looking around, seeing the fences, seeing other people's work, seeing what people do. And the other day while I was driving around doing estimates, this house in particular jumped out at me because this is a perfect example of someone who bought a stock gate, but that stock gate was not able to accommodate the situation. Let's go take a look. Here you will notice that the gate sits about 4 inches higher than the fence. The walkway is elevated and is higher than the ground on both sides. It appears that the installers who did this fence showed up with a stock 6-foot high gate. This home, however, required a custom gate sitting at about 5 foot 8 inches. This custom height would have accommodated for the elevated walkway while also keeping the top of the gate level with the fence. Stay tuned to see how easy it is to customize gate height. Now that we're done spying on other people's mistakes, we're gonna go back to a job that we installed the correct way. We're headed over to Wonton now to look at a gate that is swinging over a pitch.
Make sure you check that pitch.
Now we are in Wonton. We installed this gate earlier this year, and this is the complete opposite situation of the job we just showed you in Belmore. For this example, we actually had to make the gate a little bit shorter because I don't know if you could see from the camera, but the ground pitches up toward you guys. So the ground pitches up this way, and the gate, when it swings open, has to clear the highest point. So I'm going to demonstrate how we calculate the height of the gate to clear a pitch. This gate is 70 inches high, so we had to reduce this gate by 2 inches in order to clear the walkway and keep the top rail level with the fence. So now let's go over how we determine the appropriate height to make your gate when you have a pitch like this. I'm going to start by measuring the opening. That is the distance between my 2 posts. And we have 40 inches here. Now I'm going to go off of the hinge post and measure out 40 inches. Now I'm just going to make a mark. So now I know 40 inches out, this is going to be the highest point that my gate needs to clear. I want to measure based off of that point because I don't want to make the gate too short. Keep in mind that when you're swinging over a pitch, you always have to let your customer know that you're going to have a larger space underneath the gate when the gate is in the closed position because the ground is lower here. You want to make it short enough so it just clears the highest point. So now I'm going to take my level, I'm going to put the beginning of the level right at my mark, and I'm not going to measure all the way to the end of this level because this level is 4 feet. I'm going to measure from my post, from the 40 inches. So, oh, come take a look, Junior. You see how the ground is pitched? Get a close-up shot of that. So you can see how that ground is pitched. So now all I'm going to do is lift up this end of the level until it is level. Perfect. 1 3/4 inches. So I have a measurement of 1 3/4 inches there. I don't want to make the gate 1 3/4 inches shorter because then it's going to make contact with the highest point. I want to take off a little bit extra beyond that so that way it clears the highest point. So I'm going to deduct the 2 inches off the stock height to get a 70-inch high gate.
All right, now that we're back in the shop and we know the height that we need our posts, we're gonna route them. But for you guys watching this video, we're gonna be showing you what the typical size would be and then what a hypothetical size would be, just to give you an example of what changing the size looks like. We're gonna be routing our posts on a CNC machine, but most people won't have a CNC machine on hand when it comes to the job site. So there are other ways like using a jigsaw or a guide square to help you drill out the hole if that need be.
So now Junior is going to route these posts using our stock program. This is going to be for a regular 72-inch high gate. Now I'm going to quickly go over the measurements of our gate post. So here we have the total height of our stock post is going to be 72 inches. Now we're going to take a look at the top hole. This is going to be the top of the gate. We want about 1 inch from the top of the post to the top of the first hole. This is where the top rail of the gate is going to stick out of. Now we're going to take a look at the bottom hole. Now as you'll see here, we want about 1 inch between the bottom of the post and the start of the bottom hole. That's where the bottom rail is going to be. Now when we're adjusting the height of the gate to make a custom height gate, this is the hole we are changing. Top hole is always going to stay the same. So in the case of our customer in Belmore, we made a 78-inch high gate. This post extended another 6 inches total. And all we did was we adjusted the measurement of this bottom hole so that way the bottom hole was displaced 6 inches lower. The same thing goes if we need to make a shorter gate. We're simply going to move this hole further up on the post and then cut the excess. So that way there is still about 1 inch remaining below the hole.
All right, so now we're gonna demonstrate one of the sizes we come across a lot. It is 69 inches is typically a custom size we have. So I'm gonna set the CNC machine. So for our CNC machine, we have right here the shape, the hole shape. It's a 5.5 by 1.5. That's what we're working with right now. And like I said, we have 1 inch at the top. And this is what a typical bottom hole would be 65.5. But we, because we're doing a 69-inch gate, are going to subtract 3 inches from this size. So we're gonna be 62.5.
The measurement that Junior manipulated in the CNC machine was the distance from the top of the post to the top of the bottom hole. That measurement on a stock 6-foot high gate for this particular brand of PVC, it can vary by brand, but for this brand it's 65.5 inches. Now we move over to our custom post, which is 69 inches total. So in order to go from the 72-inch stock post to the 69-inch custom post, Junior subtracted the measurement from the top of the post to the top of the bottom hole by 3 inches. So we went from 65.5 inches on the stock post to 62.5 inches on the custom post.
Alright, now looking at our post, you can see this isn't an inch. It's not an inch. We didn't do anything wrong. We just had to cut off the excess. Not just cut off the 3 inches you think you may have here. Accurately measure the 69 inches. Will be 69.
Now you have the height of your gate set. Just to recap, to adjust the height of a PVC gate, all you need to do is adjust the bottom hole. You either move it up and then cut the excess, or you have to get a longer post and move it down. We use the CNC machine because it's nice and easy, and it's more accurate and it cuts a lot cleaner. But if you don't have access to one of these machines, you can either come to our store here in Wantagh and have us do this for you, or you can use a jigsaw, which we'll show in a future video. Now, once the height of your gate is set, your side posts are routed, the only thing left to do is actually assemble your gate. You have to build that gate. Check out the video linked here to learn the entire process for assembling the gate.
This will go over the entire process in detail, so don't worry about missing any steps. They do a great job explaining it, so yeah, click on that video if you want to learn.
Thanks for watching and subscribe to the channel.